So, this talk is about exploring the unknown. And there are two reasons that I think this is a really important topic. One is invariably in life, no matter how much we prepare and no matter how much we plan and hone our skills and abilities for every scenario, if there's one constant, it's change and it's the unknown. Almost on a weekly basis, I'm thrust into some situation that I'm totally unprepared for, or it seems like the world is. Recently, we've had huge events that just like force you to respond in ways that you had no training for. So as much as I like to be prepared and plan for that, you can't know. Now, the second reason is because exploring the unknown for me is where I make new discoveries. It's where I make it the richest discoveries. And I would say it's the highest density of new discoveries or new insights. So, although it can be quite uncomfortable jumping into a new domain, it's so powerful. So, okay, so what are we going to do about this? What I'm going to do is offer a model that I learned about that's really just a very simple mindset shift for exploring the unknown. And this is something I learned in architecture school. And we had a teacher, and she was talking about a group called the Situationists, that were a group of artists and architects from France. And she explained that typically when somebody visits a city, uh, most people will make a plan and they'll make an agenda, they'll identify all the places that they want to go, and they kind of tick the boxes, right? It's like you come to New York, you go to the Empire State Building, or you go see the Statue of Liberty, or you walk over the Brooklyn Bridge. These are things that everybody does. In the Situationists, they had a different idea that was called a derive. I'm sure there's a better pronunciation of that, derive. But the idea was that you basically head out into the city and you let the city draw you wherever it needs to draw you. I mean, the city is drawing you and your interest is drawing you. So you head out. Now, disclaimer, make sure you take care of safety. So I don't recommend doing this late at night in an unknown city. However, most cities in the daytime, you're okay. And I want to make sure that everyone knows that although this works for cities, that's really a metaphor for any new endeavor that you want to explore, whether it's learning something or a new type of work. But in this metaphor, this physical metaphor of a city, the idea is that you head out and you walk around and you look around and you see where is my attention drawn? Like what do I feel compelled to explore? And you keep letting your interest draw you wherever it does. Maybe it's like you see some green between buildings, and so you pursue that, and that might draw you to a park. Or maybe you sort of sense a bustle of activity somewhere, and you pursue that, and that might bring you to an area with a plaza or a lot of people. Um, or maybe there's certain stores that really draw your attention. And the idea is to keep kind of carving your own path and beginning to notice the areas that really draw you. And um, over the years, I've done a blend of kind of the two approaches. Certainly when I go to a new city, like when I went to Tokyo the first time, there's certain things that you want to see. You ask people, what should I see, and you go to the key areas. And there were other times where I would just pick a part of town and I would put myself down there, and then I would walk around and see where it would draw me. Another thing that I'd like to do is I I remember I did this in Tokyo quite a few times. I would go to one major subway station and I would kind of explore that area. And then I might go to another station, which, maybe it's a mile away. But after a while, my curiosity started asking me like, what's happening in between these two stations? And then I would pick the general direction that the train was going, and I would walk and I would try to get a sense of how far is it between the different stations and what's happening once you get past that kind of populated area of the station. Um, Now, when it comes to studying a new topic, I think a lot of people try to do things in a very linear way, which is okay, um, but it doesn't give you that overall landscape view of of a topic, and it also doesn't allow for just curiosity to take over. Like maybe you start reading on a topic and there's one question that really fascinates you and you want to indulge for a whole day just on that one question. Um, so when I use this sort of derive mentality and learning a new topic, I'll zoom out and kind of look at the macro level for a while, but then I'll also let my curiosity pull me like, this is the one point that I really get excited about, and I'll let myself just go into that. Um, so I encourage you to try that out, and what I recommend is kind of do it both ways, so you get a sense of this is what it's like when I let myself just explore randomly, and this is what it's like when I make a plan and follow a set plan. Um, so that is that, and I hope you enjoy it.